What is up, everybody? This is ZZTV's one goes man, double Z's man, whatever. So it is time for the Night of Champions pay-per-view predictions. Can't speak properly tonight. So we got a total, when you include the kickoff show, we got 6 matches on the card. What will go down? Let's see. Kickoff show, we got a tag team turmoil. You got the Primetime Players, the Usos, 3MB, and the Real Americans. The tag team turmoil, for those who don't know, is pretty easy. Start off with 2 tag teams, and it's an elimination rules for tag teams. You get pinned, you submit, count out, disqualification, you're out, and the next tag team comes in, so it's like a gauntlet. Last team to remain will get a tag team title shot later on in the night. Seeing the build, it's a pretty clear sign this is going to the Primetime Players. From what I heard, the original plans were fictional Mark Henry against the Shield, but of course Mark Henry has a hamstring injury, he's going to be out for a little bit. So WWE started putting the push on Primetime Players, and with the whole thing, people have been wondering about what they were going to do with the Primetime Players anyway. Ever since Darren Young came out, people have been wondering what's going to be his future. If they got a push, people wonder if it's because he's gay. If they didn't push him, it would be because he's gay. So it was kind of a sticky situation for them. But I'm hoping the Primetime Players win this one. Now, first match on the card. Where's my WWE? You should see who's got my WWE title belt. Pikachu. You proud of yourself? You proud that you got my belt? Hand it over. Fine, I'll just take it from you. That's what I thought. Now sit there and sleep. I forgot Pikachu can be that way sometimes. But yes, match number 1, we got Daniel Bryan versus Randy Orton for the WWE Championship. We know the corporate regime has been building up strong, storylines been starting to get very heated. Daniel Bryan finally got momentum and offense in this final Raw before the show. That was actually a good thing to do, rather than having him have no momentum whatsoever leading into the show. Now we know he just lost the championship at SummerSlam. I don't think he's going to win it back this quick. Because with WWE, they've had a few times where the championship was bouncing around between pay-per-views a little too much. I think the last time I easily remember we saw it in 2011, because it went to CM Punk at Money in the Bank. CM Punk became the undisputed champion at SummerSlam, and then went to Del Rio, Night of Champions to Cena, Hell in a Cell to Del Rio. Del Rio keeps it in Vengeance, and then CM Punk at Survivor Series. So, with this title, I don't think they're going to bounce it around again. I think they're going to keep it on Randy Orton. I think Daniel Bryan might win via disqualification or count-out or something. We know the corporate regime's going to get involved, and it's going to call for one wacky finish. So I think Daniel Bryan will win, but won't win the title. Match number 2, we got Alberto Del Rio versus Rob Van Dam for the World Heavyweight Championship. And here's an interesting little fact. If Rob Van Dam ever wins this championship, he'll be the only person in wrestling history to have held the WWE Championship, World Heavyweight, the ECW Championship, and the TNA Championship. This one, I'm hoping Rob Van Dam wins. At first, we all thought it was going to be some kind of swerve for Ricardo Rodriguez was going to turn on Rob Van Dam, which is why he became the ring announcer. But then when we heard the rule that Ricardo's not allowed at ringside, doesn't seem like that, so I don't think we're going to see a swerve there. But I'm hoping Rob Van Dam wins this championship because, let's face it, Del Rio's not that good of a champion as of late. And then maybe Damien Sandow can cash in because it's not really cool to have a heel cash in on a heel. I think we've seen that once? And that was Jack Swagger cashing in 2010. It would make more sense to cash in on a face and start a new feud from there. So I'm hoping RVD wins the title. Maybe cash-in might happen, we're not sure yet. That's number 3. Give me a second. You have CM Punk against Curtis Axel, the Intercontinental Champion, and Paul Heyman in a handicap elimination match. If Paul Heyman tries to get out of it, he's fired. The big thing leading to this is obviously CM Punk's going to win and get to Heyman in the end, but it's still kind of crazy that the Intercontinental title's not on the line. So now WWE can't say that every Night of Champions pay-per-view has always had every championship on the line because, hello, prestigious title, not on the line. But it's obvious CM Punk's going to walk home with the title. with the victory. Then we got a Fatal 4-Way Divas title match. AJ, Natalya, Naomi, Brie. From what I heard, it might change hands for Total Divas. As much as I really want AJ to keep the title, I mean, she's beautiful. She's doing a damn good job as champion. Her last couple times on the mic, blasting Total Divas, and at commentary have been awesome. I'm hoping Natalya wins. Natalya deserves a lot better. She's an amazing performer. One of the best divas of all time, whether people want to admit it or not. Brie wins. Nobody will give a crap. Naomi, she's not ready. And then match number 5 on the schedule card. The Shield is going to defend the tag team titles against whoever wins the tag team turmoil. Like I said, I'm predicting the primetime players will go into the match. It's hard to tell who's going to win. I mean, the Shield's starting to build some momentum up again with being part of the regime / corporations, whatever they want to be called. I think part of me thinks there's a slight more advantage to the primetime players possibly winning the titles due to how they've been built up properly. Fans are getting behind them, showing more respect, getting a little more happy. So I'm hoping the primetime players get the titles. If not, it is what it is. So that's the predictions on the matches that have already been announced. I don't know why there hasn't been added the U.S. title match. I thought it would. We all knew it was booked this past Friday night, but then they haven't talked about it since. If the U.S. title is on the line between Dolph Ziggler and Dean Ambrose, Dean's obviously going to win because Dolph's in the doghouse, which is bullcrap because Dolph deserves a lot better. Phenomenal performer, been around the company for years. You can't blame him for being frustrated and having bad comments towards WWE after how he's been handled since he returned from his concussion. And he lost the title, down and from there. So that's the Night of Champions predictions. Comment down below your predictions for the night for the pay-per-view. And of course, if you haven't done so already, please go to the poll.pollcode, whatever URL it's called, the poll site down in the top of the description. Please go there and vote for me on the YWC Never Give Up award. If you want to know why that award will work and why people should vote, I have an explanation on my Double Z TV as a Man channel if you want to know. So please vote for me there. I heard the voting's supposed to end soon, and I'm really hoping I win. And also, Boston Fan 79, I heard what you said about me. Thanks a lot. So thanks for watching, subscribe. See you, folks.